Hello guys, welcome to the weekly event that I'm doing where I talk about like the fits in the faction warfare for the players that get solo kills, honorable 1 versus 1, the ships that, you know. In today's episode we're gonna have a little bit of more fits than usual. We usually have 4, but today we're gonna double that. We also have a couple of changes for the faction warfare. There's been quite a bit of an influx for a couple of new ships, and we see some of them appear on the kill board already, and one of that actually managed to get to our leaderboard. It's gonna be a little bit of a longer video, but we have so many unique fits that I figured that this week I'm gonna cover all of them. And a couple of standard ones as well, but in this video we're gonna talk about all of them in their uniqueness. And I haven't, some of them, I think the only one that was like last week was probably the Algos Navy Issue, but it's from a little bit slight variation, but we seen like quite a bit. And I think Ashford with his Vigil Fletish is still getting kills in the Mid-Matar Amar battlefield, that the constellation. But let's just analyze the ship, the fits. We got the first one. It's gonna be the Caldari Navy Hookbill, which is a polarized Caldari Navy Issue. I mean, and if he uses like he uses also like an implant, and I'm pretty sure you can still use the implants from the event, the boosters, 17s, which also like quite increase the hybrid damage and the missile damage by 8%, and he can get to ridiculous amount of damage. I mean, let's take a look at how much it does have. This is javelin, but let's take a look at the rage. And if we overheat as well, it can get like to 270, and it has like 10 kilometers range. This is a unique, I haven't never seen as a polarized ship being successful. This is like one of the first one that I seen being a successful polarized ship that gets kills. So basically he has to keep a little bit of distance, but he has that because of the ship itself and the maximum flight range. So he's looking to just be at the edge of his webs. And I guess you could have just also like maybe even put like tier 2s. I think let me just fix a little bit. Yeah, you can put like even a tier 2 in here. It seems like a little bit it has a little bit of CPU to work around with. But yeah, he's using a Republican Fleet medium shield extender, so he has a little bit of shield. He gets over to the 4000 EHP bonus, quite a bit of damage, and unique ship that we got going on. Obviously he has all the types of damage. Very interesting fit with double web and micro warp drive. He's, like I said, is looking to keep a little bit of distance. He's trying maybe not get scrammed, but he can definitely bang. Definitely can just get a lot of kills with it. But you wouldn't expect to be a polarized version of the Catalyst, you know. And it's quite a rare, unique ship. And he has also like, you know, the nano internal, so he's really looking to just have a little bit of a speed with what he's got. He gets like to ridiculous speeds like 4,600, so you can just like actually get the right feel for a ship. If he has like, you know, if it's a brawling ship, he can just like warp around like at 20 or like 15. It should be good enough. And if he, you know, he cannot brawl with it, he can just switch to javelin. He has a little bit of more range, right? He is like 18 kilometers. Yeah, there you go. The javelin, and he can just like beat brawlers that way, or scram cutters that way as well too. And he will just use the rage to maybe to just burst down other. Very good ship. I like it quite a bit. It's in a very unique one as well. And that's gonna be for the Caldari Navy Hookbill in this weekend's episode. And alright, let's analyze the next one. We have a player named 74877052. I think he I don't think he purposely chose this number. It's a very simple, the basic, the most unique, or the most well-known Algos Navy issue, but he's using an active rep. That's the main difference, comparatively to the other videos that I did. And quite a bit of tank, has almost 13k plus for the active reps as well. He can get to even more ridiculous. So he has quite a bit of damage still. Very good. He's looking to just like, you know, get the full reps and full 8 reps with the nanite, the small ancillary booster before he can kill you. He is also, you know, protected against like drainers. With his small goal, he can actually still get damage in. But yeah, the usual combination micro drive, web, and scram with, you know, damage and tank. The usual brawler catalyst that we see in the catalyst in the faction warfare in general that gets kills most of the time. It's all of them. They're just various variation of what we see, but usually they all run webs. Web scram and micro drive with neutral blasters and damage control, and all of them, or just a couple of like modules. They switch around between, like, you know, the goal, yes or no, maybe neutralizer, or nothing at all. Magnetic field stabilizer with some other modules. Active reps with passive reps, and more damage or more tank type of thing. It's what it's the Algos Navy issue all about. And hey, it's successful. It gets kills. Popular ship, very good ship. Still gets the work done. Recommended. Give it a try yourself as well. Alright, let's talk about the next. We have a player that has been in our recent episodes, is the Mantle Globalist Industries. But he has the new ship, the Algos Navy Issue, is gonna be one of the question is gonna be one of those ships that is gonna be a meta-defining ship, where everybody's gonna fly it. It seems like very freaking OP, if you ask me. It can brawl. It can, I mean, look at this. It has 14,000 EHP, Algos Navy Issue. And I guess it is not even like properly, like, you can have like maybe even more, but he uses the classical Scram web, micro web drive, and you know, the damage control, and I mean comparatively to even like the Algos Navy issues, just seems like because of he has drones, he can just pull a little bit of range and think about how he engages. Yeah, this ship is very strong. He can fight from close range, can fight for, you know, use the drones to kite a little bit, or just use different types of drones. Is a drone bandwidth. I guess you could even use like medium drones as well with this as well, being active. It seems like he has some warriors 300s, which I think it's pretty smart. They're very underused drones, and which they're very good in scram kiting, or even just like getting a little bit of more distance. Let's just say you're in a brawling and you both have yourself scram and web and all that. The warrior drones that slow, the SV300, can make the difference between you pulling more range and between and switching the ammo and actually getting an edge in a brawling fit, because you just have the range. He doesn't have the optimal range. And you get, you know, you're getting the right distance with the different type of ammo that you're having, and you can actually get, you know, some kills. But yeah, very unique ship, very good. We'll see if the Algos Navy Issue is gonna be the meta-defining ship in the faction warfare. But so far he's you know, already getting in the most that gets solo kills. So I would say this is a very good ship so far. Alright, let's take a look at next. We have Hecate, and this guy's been getting kills. I mean, we know the Hecate is very flexible. You can switch between those sharpshooter mode. You know, obviously it's a Omega only ship, defense mode and you know, the propulsion mode. He has the micro ore drive with Scram and Whip, but also like a warp disruptor alongside with it, so he can just like, he chooses the right distance either to engage closely at range, Scram Kite, or you know, it's one of those ships that can do a little bit of everything. The only thing that it doesn't have is just a little bit more tank comparatively to other brawlers, but it definitely has the damage if he wants to. Let me just even put something. He doesn't even have. Oh yes, I was thinking that if he doesn't have null void. I mean, let's look at all the difference. I mean, look at this. 500, and if he just overheats, gets like to 680 damage. That's ridiculous damage. But obviously, you can switch between and have, like, you know, increase range, increase all of that. Yeah, I like the ship quite a bit. Very flexible and right on the edge of, like, you know, CPU and power grid as well too. Seems very well optimized. With good tank, right distance, and yeah, good ship all around. I like it very much. Not much to say about it. It's just that you can only do advanced sites, and I guess you could use this like in the Angel Cartela where he's using, or the Garista sites a little bit more, or the tier 2 in the faction warfare sites, the level 1, level 2 ones. Alright, and we had from the last episode, still dominant guy that he still gets kills with his fit from the last weekend. I think it was last weekend or a couple of weekends ago, and it's the Vigil fleet issue. Nothing substantial has changed from the last weekend. He has quite a bit of everything he wants. You know, Scram Kite, he just like, he gets the right distance, you know, where he can just shoot his rockets constantly. He just he's not looking to orbit, he's looking to just to keep range and just like pull away at the constant rate and shoot the rockets at the constant rate, and you're just getting sucked into this, you know, thinking that you can beat him into that mode. The Vigil itself, you know, is very strong. Also, it has drones. I think he would have just lost it, but I'm pretty sure he has drones, and there's combat drones to fight. And yeah, he's using a Republic Fleet Medium shield extender, which is quite popular in the faction warfare. It's the only faction module that I see a little bit more often than the others. Is that it gives you a little bit extra of EHP or raw HP, and it's a good module to have. Yeah, basically a Scram kiting ship. We haven't seen those that much. Usually just like brawlers and kiters. Very unique ship. The same, very similar to the last weekend that he uses. Also uses a neutralizer. Also like a variation of it. It's an expensive module as well. I guess to have that narrowed down, and he seems very cap stable with it as well too. With all the modules active, he, you know, is at 4 minutes. I mean, if it battle takes that long, I mean, you're just gonna get sucked. Very good ship. I like it very much. Sustained, and yeah, the damage seems not that great, but I mean, the battle just takes a longer, and you're just gonna get, you know, it's not something that you can escape from once you're like Scram kited, you know. And if you're a brawler, you cannot approach at the right distance to get the enough damage that you want. And I guess a kiter can beat a Scram kiter, but it's a video for another another video. And yeah, I like the fit. I mean, he's getting the kills. He's getting the kills with it, so I recommend it. Very well done. Also, a unique ship this time around is this Rifter, which you would think that it's, I mean, getting kills in a Rifter, but yes, he's getting quite a bit of kills, and his name is Ren Etman. Getting kills in his Rifter. I mean, look at this. 200 damage. You can get to like 230, but you know, with the overheat damage, you gotta be careful with the Minmatar overheat modules. They burn a little faster than usual. He uses the small core extenders. He uses two of those. Interesting. He's preferring a little bit more tank. The thing is, he's using the enchanters. This is the what she's looking for, and I think his goal is to actually just get the right distance. And I think he might be even looking to orbit with that good of a tracking. He just like looks to get a little bit of a speed and get the right distance, get the right feel. Hey, do I need to be closer, or do I need to just pull away the right distance? And it seems like one of those. You know, switching between the ammo. Yeah, he can get up to. I mean, the Minotaur, you know, ammunition is that one of those things that you can just like, you know, get the good damage even if you're not really in your optimal range. So it's really a balancing act, and I really like the tracking enhancers that he's using. Also the same Republic medium shield extender that we saw on the other ship. Quite tight fit. I like it very much with a web, and you would think, hey, I want to fight this Rifter, I cannot lose to it, right? And that's why it basically doesn't have a scram, because you wouldn't think you would be able to lose to a Rifter, right? So he doesn't need to hold you down because you would really want to fight this. So that's why he can skip one of these modules and he can only have like a web instead, and a little bit more tank with quite a bit of damage and tracking. Very good ship, and he's getting the right amount of damage. Oh, I didn't even have that on, I think. Okay. Yeah, look. Yeah. I like the ship a lot. So, yeah, that'll be for this Ren Edmund Rifter. And what else do we got? We got two more ships. We have a very unique... So we see in the faction warfare zone, you know, frigates, destroyers, and cruisers, which those are the one who get the most kills. This is a very unique one. A unique ship that actually gets solo kills in a battlecruiser. And it is a Gnosis Battlecruisers. I mean, we know that the ships are very easy to fly, but somewhat quite expensive from the society of social conscious thought. Sorry. I think it's the right pronunciation, right? And yeah, I mean, can't do literally everything. He has like, you know, command burst. He's, you know, obviously he has like autocannon, so you can just like get the good amount of damage. He's using drones, tier 1 drones. I'm pretty sure he might have even like tier 2 drones as well also, because if it's missing 50, he might have the tier 2 drones out. A double web with Scram and the warp disruptor. It basically just can set up the right distance. Look at this tank. I mean, he can beat like any cruisers with this. I mean, just look at the damage as well too. I mean, 500. It's, you know, literally can beat anything. The tank is crazy as well too. I like the ship, and even he uses tier 1 variations. I think, I mean, for the ship itself being that expensive to use, I think it is appropriate to even use the tier 2s, even if they might be a little bit more expensive. And they definitely are, but it gets you to like 72,000 EHP. Wow, I mean, sensor boosters to increase the either the range or the, you know, how fast he can target you. A very unique ship, a rare one to see in the faction warfare that actually gets solo kills in a battlecruisers. One of the few unique ships that I've seen managing to do that. So I had to highlight it. I could not too. So because of that, it's a quite unique ship. And I guess the player itself, Akona, ET Assassin, I mean, gotta give props to you for even conceptualize a ship like that to get kills. And we have last also a unique ship that I didn't think I would be able to highlight it, and it's a Punisher. I mean, look at this Punisher. It's ridiculous. 150 damage with 16,370 HP. This is ridiculous. The same thing as the Rifter. You would think you wouldn't, but the difference is that he actually has a Scram, so he actually wants to hold you down, and he's gonna, you know, get the right distance as well, and basically looking to brawl. He's looking to brawl with you, and he can probably out-brawl most of the brawlers with that amount of EHP. And yeah, that's basically his strategy. He's looking really to just brawl, and he can win any brawls. But he might lose Scram kite ships and all of that, but hey, what can you tell? And it's like very good, also like a bait ship. We know that it's a quite good bait ship, but he's actually getting kills in this ship, which is quite insane. So, alright, that's gonna be it for this today weekend or weekly series of my me analyzing top players getting solo kills with their fits in the faction warfare. I've doubled the amount of fits in this weekend, because there are just so many, and there's like many more battles in the faction warfare going on right now, and the faction warfare itself, it's a bit more extended, so I had to cover a little bit more. So there's just a bit more here, like here are battles, sometimes here, and in the Mars Minotaur it's like 50-50 right now, which there's like here a battlefield, here a battlefield. I mean, different constellations where there's action going on, so I had to actually double a little bit because the action is not that compact anymore. It's a little bit more around, and therefore there are more solo kills instead of like fleet kills. So that's gonna be for this today video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.